Good afternoon. Welcome in. How you doing? Just sharing some links here real quick, and then we'll get started. We'll see who all shows up. Hi, Thomas. How you doing, buddy? Oh boy. Been a good day. I'm glad to hear that, bud. Alrighty. Let's see what we can find to talk about. It's sad that people are actually crying over the fact that Taylor Swift got booed at the Super Bowl. Like, we don't have other more pressing things to be worried about. Have you seen anything interesting today, Thomas? I see Dems are planning a full shutdown on the budget until they get everything back. Do they even have enough people to do that? I don't know how they'd pull that off, Thomas. They don't have any leverage. Now, I was going to say, I don't think they would have the means to do it. I don't know. So it seems that some people haven't seen that Trump banned the central bank digital currency stuff. So just putting it out there that yes, he has banned the central bank digital currency in a executive order from last week, I believe. Excuse me. Hmm. Hmm.
That might not be a bad thing. Howdy.
It's sitting hooked up.
Oh, I probably ought to turn that down.
No, it isn't. That explains a lot, doesn't it?
What?
There we go. I can hear you.
Okay. You couldn't hear me?
My
I
headset turned off. I didn't realize it did.
I had said that that might not be a bad thing if he banned the digital currency. I don't think it is, but
No, I'm glad he did. I don't agree with it. Over in India, that where they pushed the rollout of it.
yeah.
Um, anyone who doesn't have a phone, they can't get a hold of basically their welfare rations of rice and stuff over there, and people were dying because of it.
Well, I look at it this way. The government has enough control of everything. Do they really need to know when I got down to the last penny?
Oh, they'd love to.
Oh, I know they would.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi,
I think I saw
Andrea.
Thomas say Jamie was in. I missed that. I missed her coming in. So if I missed you, Jamie, sorry.
Last penny.
Whoops. Weird sound. Yep, Jamie's there. Hi, Jamie.
Hey.
Yeah, Thomas was saying up top that the Dems are trying to say that they're going to hold um, the budget, try and hold the budget hostage in order to get back stuff. And I'm like, they don't have any
Okay.
leverage.
Yeah. Republicans own the House and the Senate. So what? We don't need their votes, right?
Nope. Not unless we need a simple majority, and I don't think we need that for the budget. Or, I mean, a 2/3 majority. But the
Yeah.
Democrats nuked that a long time ago.
I was wondering if they're going to hold off like they do at the end of every year. Well, no, we're going to have to shut down the government because we didn't do our budget. Well, fuck, the budget's coming. Just do it and get it over with. And if shit's not
Yep.
going, for condoms and trans operas and a bunch of bullshit, we ought to have plenty of money to play with, right? Just saying.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. They should. They shouldn't even need their. They should actually be able to drop our taxes a little bit and still have plenty of money to play with.
Yeah, it's a little pissy. I was reading a little bit online to where, somebody, I think it was Jack Daniels here in New Franklin, and then a couple of other representatives who are trying to get Ohio to pass a bill to lower our property taxes since we're now like 1.10% higher than any of the other states around us. And DeWine just hasn't put it in the budget for this year, you know, the lowering of property taxes. So,
One, because the wine's a piece of shit.
oh, of course. So I sent out a few emails today. Canned 4 pints of vegetable soup, cleaned the back half of the house, made a loaf of bread. I've been busy.
You've been busy, busy, busy.
I was multitasking.
Nice. Yeah. I've been kind of mopey a little bit today. Not
Why?
happy with some information I found out today.
Oh, I thought maybe it was the
Um,
weather.
I
I
got my
noticed.
no. The weather was actually pretty nice here, except for the wind.
Well, you didn't get your weather alert,
Uh,
I take it.
yeah, I did see what's coming. We're supposed to get I think you said 2 to 6 inches tomorrow night,
Yeah,
and then over the
ice and
weekend
snow.
even more. But no, I got my MRI results back.
Yeah, I saw that. Another surgery, huh?
Yeah, it shows that I tore the labrum in the shoulder too now.
Well,
So
it is what it is. Get it fixed.
yeah, I was just hoping I could take a year off. That's all.
Ha 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 ha. Silly boy.
Just one freaking year. One day my blood will get all worked out when it gets to be regular. It's life. Well, I'm okay.
Is it still bothering you real bad? Your shoulder? Unless you abuse it.
Well, even if I don't abuse it, it still bugs me, but not as bad. But I mean, it's my dominant arm. So I usually just grab stuff and don't even think about it. And then by the time I realize it, I'm already hurt myself.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, if Fred was here, he would say, use your left hand and feel like you're going to get a little strange. But, he's not here. So thought I'd throw that out there for him.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I won't be able to do anything with it once I have surgery anyway. So
Well, for about, 6 weeks? Give it time to heal.
yeah, it's not a bad surgery, thankfully. Not compared to some of the ones I've had. I still
I'm
say knees
thankful.
were the worst.
I'm thankful. I'm
Knees,
blessed.
yeah, yeah. And if your doctor ever tries to talk you into having both knees done at the same time, punch him in the mouth and go find a new doctor.
Well, from what I understand, they don't like doing one at a time now because usually after you have the first one done, you're not going back for the second one because they hurt that bad. So,
Well, I don't know about all that. Everybody I know went back for their second one, but I just try and teach people easy ways to do things so makes it a little bit easier. Because like
uh,
my biggest thing was when you're doing when you have the surgery and you just lay there, it gets really stiff. So if you can kind of exercise it gently while you're laying in bed, it makes a huge difference in keeping it loose and making it so it's not as bad when you have to get up and do physical therapy and stuff.
Fuck, don't they get you up the next day or later on the same day if they're
Oh
keeping you?
yeah, I'm up that same day. They always keep me. They consider me a fall risk. So, but yeah,
I'd be a fall risk too if I took as much shit as you did. Fuck, somebody'd have to pick me up out of my coma.
well, yeah, you're what, a third my weight though?
I don't know. I'm down to 142.
Yeah, I'm still up at about 270, right around there. So,
Keep trying to
but
get
now,
into an exercise program, but I can't get anybody to cooperate. So,
if I could exercise, I would. I mean, I can do some things. Hi, Dave. Dave says hello, peoples.
hey, Dave.
How you feeling today, Dave? You feeling better, bud? I know you were pretty rough there
Yeah,
for a little bit.
I saw where he had the crud, him and Ray.
Dave's gonna be happy. He's supposed to get a bunch of snow coming up this week too.
Hell,
Unless he's ready for spring by this point.
it's coming across Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, bunch of them coming across Chicago,
Well,
Indiana,
Did you watch the Ryan Hall y'all today?
every day.
Yeah, he was saying that third system is the one that's gonna drop some bunch on Colorado and come across. Hi, Tamara. Welcome in.
Yeah, I don't think the second system's going to hit me. I think it's going to miss me. Or this one coming in here within the next day or two, I think is going to miss me. But the
Dave
one
said
after that and the fourth one, I might get hammered a little bit.
Dave said yes, all better, and he's getting 2 to 6 inches tomorrow night. There you go, bud. Oh boy. So got my devotionals done for the day. Got that knocked
Good.
out earlier, and well, I came home. Me and Mom ran Katie to work. Went and got some diesel for the heater. Came home, and I'm like, we're in town. Well, we went and got prescriptions too. And by the time we got prescriptions and stuff, I'm like, I'm hungry. I'm
What'd
like, I
you
want to
eat?
go get something to eat. She's like, are you gonna go? Are you buying? I'm like, yeah. As long as you don't get too expensive, I'll buy something. And then she's like, no, we're just gonna go home. Mom had made homemade chicken salad.
Oh,
You can wait. You can wait till we get home and have chicken salad. Well,
that'll
then
work.
apparently I blew her. Apparently I blew her freaking mind because I went and put salsa in my chicken salad. And she's like, why did you do that? And I'm like, because it tastes good. Jamie said they're getting nice. I thought they said you were going to get a couple inches out there too, Jamie, out of the one storm.
I saw the ice, I think, and then the snow after the ice for Jamie. I'm not sure what part of Nebraska she lives in. I think the southeast is supposed to get hit pretty good.
She's in Missouri.
Oh, no wonder. The great state of misery.
The show me state.
That too.
What pervert came up with that saying?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh, maybe that's where stripping started. I don't know.
Is that where the
It's
trans
strictly
shit
for the
started out
army.
there?
Oh, I'm not going that way. I'm not getting in trouble with them for that one.
Something started out there.
I posted an Instagram post that I saw today on Discord. I don't know if you had a chance to see it or not.
I saw the link. I didn't click on it. As I walked by, I catch stuff as I walk by, but if I sit down, I just got to keep moving or else I'm not going to get anything done.
Well, let me play it for you because it's one of those ones that's going to make you say, yeah, that's right.
We live in a time when language is often weaponized and twisted to hide the actual meaning of the words. So the term gender affirming care means sex denying mutilation and castration. Women's reproductive rights means the killing of babies. Assisted dying is, properly speaking, enabled murder. Safe and effective has come to mean, as so many have realized through bitter experience, dangerous and mostly useless. The media has become used to creating and shaping the news rather than reporting it. And so the ones who say danger to democracy are precisely the ones who are themselves that very danger. The ones who shout fascism and you are fascist, and indeed the Anti-Fascist League, are the most fascist around. Follow the science means mindlessly following the unverified and questionable. And finally, conspiracy theory often means now the news that is inconvenient to publicize at present, but later will be quietly admitted and then shelved. A striking manifestation of this confusion today is the secular liberal inability to define the word woman and the theologically liberal reluctance to define synodality. We live in a time when language is often
I saw the link. I didn't click on it. As I walked by, I catch stuff as I
Is this
walk
thing
by.
playing?
But
Yes. There we go. Sorry. Started playing the video.
I thought.
So, but yeah, I thought that was pretty spot on what he was saying, you know. Nice to see a person of the cloth actually speaking about the way that the Bible talks about things.
Right. Yeah, because many of them nowadays don't.
Nope. They want what's going to get you in the door and have you giving them money. That's what they're interested in. They don't give a shit about the Bible or what the Word of God means anymore.
Follow the money.
Yep. Almost $54 million to that church in Washington D.C. for 3,000 illegals. That's it. 3,000 illegals is worth almost $54 million. Figure that one out.
Liberal church. I mean, I understand, God was all about your neighbor and yada, yada, yada. But
Exactly, your neighbor, not the person across the world. You make sure your neighbors are taken care of first before you worry about others across the world. Ouch! What are you doing?
well, I look at it this way: family, friends, others. You know, sit y'all there.
But it was actually kind of warm here today. I left the heater on when I left. I said to Mom, I probably should turn that heater off before we left. I got back here, it was roasting.
Was it?
I had to turn it off, crack the door to let the heat out. So the heater works good. I'm not complaining. It does its
I
job.
know. As long as it's working. You'll still need it before the winter's over with, so.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was talking to a lawyer today
Yes.
um, about when I go to
Yes.
court on the 5th of next month.
Right.
Um, I had asked him a couple questions just to kind of have an idea as what to expect when I go in,
Right.
because I have no idea at this point. Well, I do now, but I didn't up till then. I was like, I had to take someone's phone in with me, and I said, do they have the right to confiscate the phone if they want to? And he said they shouldn't take the phone. He said they might take some screenshots or get stuff off of the phone, but he said there's really no reason for them to take the phone as long as they can. They basically just want to make sure that that's where it's coming from and that
Right.
it's not made up stuff. So, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to that now. That's going to be a fun day.
Well, hopefully it'll go quick.
Oh, I'm
Should
sure
be
it will.
pretty shut and dry, I would think.
Oh yeah, everything's written right out there in black and white. You can't miss it. I mean, they can if they want to, but they'd be blatantly missing it. So,
I need a laundry bitch.
yeah. So what's everybody up to today? What are you all doing? I mean, I see Cora's folding the laundry.
Yeah.
One of the dreaded household chores.
Just playing domesticated goddess today. Or house bitch, whichever.
So, I saw another video the Liberal Hive Mind put out today,
Yeah.
or it might have been yesterday, about um, the change since the deportations have started happening. And a man made a video on TikTok and shared it, talking about how for the last 4 years he's been trying to find a regular steady job, and he's been doing Uber just to kind of scrape by and make ends meet.
Right.
And he said he's applied for numerous construction jobs, he couldn't get any. He said this week he went to a construction job, went on the job itself where they were already working, and was hired on the spot.
Really?
And he sat there and flat out said, he said, thank you, Mr. Trump, because he said, I couldn't have did this without you doing what you're doing.
Hey, Dave, do they ever clear out the suburb of Denver? I know they went looking for him, but they weren't there. Somebody tipped him off. So they said.
I'm sure they didn't get very far. Let me see here. Let's go to TikTok and see if I can find. That's not what I wanted. Thank you. trying to see if I can find one of the videos. Can you see this? That music's annoying as shit.
Yes, it is.
There's a little dancing Trump and a laughing guy, and it says, ICE just pretended to be the Spanish food truck and arrested my whole crew just now.
Good.
Que no sabían dónde estaban. ¿Sí recuerdan?
Okay, you're speaking the wrong language, dude.
Yeah.
But it says 80,000 children found, 220,000 to go.
They need to keep looking for them.
Sadly, a lot of them are probably not alive anymore.
Right. Well, you don't hear too much about
What
is it, that adrenochrome or whatever.
Tamara spent time
Right.
applying for more at-home care for her mom. I hope you get it, Tamara. Dave said they got 50 of them. I heard at one point the apartments are closed down, raids happening daily. In Aurora, Denver has had around 300, we have heard, now gone. Hope he gets arrested. Oh, Johnson is an absolute Johnson total dick. Is that your governor, or are you talking about the Speaker of the House? Either way, I'm really happy with either of them getting arrested. I'm sure Johnson did something to be arrested for. Speaker of the House has already. You know what I mean? Let's see. Headlines. Trump orders halt of minting of new pennies to cut waste.
Dave said Johnson is the mayor of Denver.
Paulus is a putz too. I love that word, putz.
Putz.
Walk up to somebody. What's up, putz?
I really should go get a haircut.
Arizona Senate leader urges Burgum to reverse Biden-Obama land grabs on uranium sites. Exclusive. Arizona Senate President will urge Interior Secretary Doug Burgum to undo former President Joe Biden's land grab in the Grand Canyon state that he said was cordoned off nearly 1 million acres in the state for future energy exploration.
Isn't he the
Wait a minute.
caterpillar eyebrow guy? Bergen Doug. The guy with the bushy eyebrows.
We'll find
He
out.
ran for president, right? But dropped out.
This guy?
Let's see.
Where the hell did the picture
I
go?
can't. I was going to say I can't see him. Yeah, that looks like him. Looks like he might have done something with them eyebrows. He looked like he had the Chiefs coach's mustache for eyebrows. Thick and bushy. I was amazed at how much that man looked like Wilford Brimley.
Oh yeah, Andy Reid.
Yeah.
He's a portly little fellow.
Just more to love, just more to love.
You'd give him a heart attack at his age.
Well, maybe. I wouldn't do him though.
U.S.
Not him. I do have my standards.
USAID watchdog. USAID watchdog warns of lack of oversight of $8.2 billion in unspent aid after Trump moves. U.S. Agency for International Development has lost almost all ability to track $8.2 billion in unspent humanitarian aid. Don't fucking lie to us. We know it's not humanitarian aid.
Right. Look at Chelsea Clinton. She get a new house or anything?
New administration's rapid dismantling of the USAID has left oversight of the humanitarian. All right, I'm not reading that because it's full propaganda bullshit. Yep. Dave said putz is a fantastic word. Laugh my ass off.
It is. I use it all the time.
Now they're trying to fearmonger on Medicaid and Medicare services.
They're not. That's just. I do believe, though, that if you're going to get Medicaid, you need a drug test. And if you're able to work, you need to work.
Yeah.
And I think food stamps ought to be given more to working families living from paycheck to paycheck.
Cut out there.
I'm not saying if they're living in an $800,000 house, they need, food stamps. But these people that's trying to pay these high rent prices and they're still working and they're trying to make ends meet. And not just the single moms. There's single dads too. Hell, there's families out there that could use the extra help.
Did she break up on anyone else or just me?
Did I break up?
Yeah, I missed almost all of what you just said.
Oh.
It might be on my end. I don't know. But I agree. I mean, if you're doing drugs and you're getting welfare and stuff like that, you shouldn't be eligible for it.
I just have a problem going to the grocery store and seeing somebody with a weave, both black and white, and their iPhone in the back of their pocket, and their kids have got Jordans on, $300 tennis shoes and shit, and you're walking around with your, what is that, Michael Kors bag or whatever, and you whip out your EBT card to pay for your food. I have a problem with that.
Yeah. If you can afford all that other shit, you don't need help. You don't need help.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Give
People
it to the people
find
who they're
work around, instead of getting married, they just live in the same house and have.
I just think the people need it when the kid's standing there and they want a birthday cake or cookies or something for their birthday, and mom kind of looks at them and tells them they got to put it back because they can't afford it. Those are the people who need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the older couple who's going through the grocery store with their calculator and putting stuff back when they look at the price, and they get their total up.
Yeah, people actually have to live on a fucking budget, and then people who scam the system, but the guy can have a really good job, and then the girl doesn't work, has 5 kids to this guy, and is on welfare, collecting food stamps, cash assistance, and shit like that.
Right? Hopefully it'll get straightened out.
People for doing crazy. We need to go back to shaming people for doing bullshit stuff.
Oh my God, you can't offend anybody. Come on.
I have no problem with offending people, it seems.
Oh, I know I don't. I rub a lot of people the wrong way. It's all right. I'm okay with that. That's their problem, not mine. I had somebody tell me,
come on, man.
okay, Joe, what's going on? Corn pop meant not make it through, or what?
Fucking Under Science on NPR. Scientists grew human-like teeth in pigs. Could it lead to living tooth replacements? No, I don't want a fucking tooth out of a pig. The fuck is wrong with these people? They find shit to do just because they can do it, apparently.
You'd be surprised how many animal byproducts are in medicine.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, what? Pig livers are what they use for insulin, isn't it?
Something. Not so
Or
sure it's a
something
liver,
along
but
those
they
lines.
use something from a pig to make the insulin.
Oh, man. Excuse me.
They got to make money.
Yep.
Do you see the American Diabetes Association diet for a diabetic? Have you looked at that? Have I bitched about that before?
Not. No, but let's go look at it.
Yeah, in the morning they want you to have your bowl of oatmeal and your glass of orange juice and some other shit full of carbs. Basically no protein. The food pyramid's all wrong. But can't make money off of well people, so.
All right, let's see. American Diabetes Diet. The American Diabetes Association recommends several eating plans that are healthy and can help with glycemic control, including dietary approaches to stop hypertension, Mediterranean plant-based plans. Okay, first off, let me tell you, plant-based is a bunch of fucking chemicals that they use to make that shit. It's really nasty for you. It's not good for you at all.
Exactly. unless you're going to grow it yourself.
Like all them fucking burgers and shit that they make, and
Hmm.
that's all nasty stuff. You don't want it. Trust me. Says these
Wake up,
plans
Chris.
don't contain the same amount of protein, fat, and carbohydrates, but can all be healthy choices. The ADA does not specify recommended amounts of carbohydrates, protein, or fats, as what works for one person may not work for another. Instead, the ADA emphasizes the importance of individualized medical nutrition therapy provided by registered diet. Yeah, because most diabetics, have the money to go out and pay for a fucking dietitian.
I think your doctor ought to be. I think every doctor should have a dietitian on staff to come up with meal plans to sit down. But how often a doctor will just look at you and change your diet? They're not going to tell you how. They're not going to tell you what supplements to take. They're not going to tell you anything.
My doctor used to be on me all the time about losing weight. You need to lose weight. You need to lose. Well, that's great, but how the fuck am I supposed to lose weight? How am I supposed to do it? I've tried different things, and what they don't realize, because back at that point, it was when I was actually at the weight I am now, 270 before I got injured, and he's sitting here telling me to lose weight, and I'm like, you do realize that most of my weight is muscle. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, you do realize that I can lift, really heavy weights. I've been doing it for years. That's part of my job description most of the time. And he's like, well, and I'm like, no, I don't know. That's why you're supposed to be fucking telling me. You're the doctor, not me.
I don't have a lot of faith in doctors. I go to mine once a year for blood work. I walk in, hey Rodney, how you doing? Blood work? Yep. Okay. How you doing other than that? Good. No complaints? Not that you can help me with. Just give me my lab work. That's all I want.
Yeah. I just had my lab work. My numbers are all over. My numbers have been all over the place for years. But it's because I can't. By the time I get my numbers to start leveling out, they're doing another fucking surgery, which screws them back up again. It is what it is, I guess. Just deal with it best you can. So, I remember about 4 years ago, they did a test on me for my iron. And the low number for iron is supposed to be like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was down around 8. And that explained why I was sleeping a lot at that point, I mean, I was always tired. I was always fatigued.
Do you like organ meat? Do you like liver and onions?
Yeah, I eat all that stuff.
Do you like
Beef
chicken
hearts.
gizzards?
Yeah, not so much chicken gizzards. I like chicken
Oh,
hearts.
I do. I do too. I like chicken hearts.
Pig
I don't
stomach.
care for the chicken liver.
Sheep stomach. Haggis is good. A lot of people don't like to eat that though.
I eat a lot of weird shit, but I grew up on the farm, so.
Well, my grandparents grew up on my one grandparent lived on a farm and the other one lived in the inner city. So, yeah, their diets were completely opposite of each other, but they worked on together to make their own little thing up. So, I got a lot of everything. Yeah.
I don't like pickled pig's feet. My dad used to sit and eat them all the time. They'd butcher a hog and he'd be pickling pig's feet, sitting on the shelf for 6 months, and be like, ugh.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. That and that shit, why they call it head cheese or something. It's like, no, I'm not eating jello pieces, parts. I'm not just, no. Some things I just won't eat. If I got hungry enough, I probably would, but
Have you ever had scrapple?
yes.
Did you
It's
like
not
it?
bad. It's not bad. I mean, it's not anything I'd put in my mouth and want to spit out.
It
It's not
depends on how it's
bad.
made.
It's not something that I'm gonna go in and say, "Ooh, I think I'll get me some scrapple."
Dave said chicken gizzards and white gravy is really good.
Yes, it is.
When I do my scrapple, I cut it into really thin slices, and then I get brown butter in a pan, and then I fry it up just a couple seconds on either side to crisp it. Put it on a plate, and then you pour a little bit of maple syrup over top of it. Oh my god, that's really good. Good stuff. Okay, so what's everybody's favorite weird thing that they eat? Let's hear this. Let's see what they think. See if we have any monkey brain eaters in our midst.
No, I don't know. I don't mind mountain. I think they're pretty good, actually. Goat balls, I guess they are.
I thought those were called fritters. I guess it depends on where you're at. People call different things different names, you know. Oh, man. Yeah. Hi, Callie. Are you out hoeing around again? This girl comes in, she goes to get a drink, and as soon as her tongue hits that water and it just makes that noise, all the kids wake up and jump down.
Mama's home.
Yep.
Ain't it about time for her to get pregnant again?
I hope not. She's been beating the hell out of him every time he tries to get close to her.
Oh, she's
he
just
gave
not
up.
ready yet.
I think he gave up
Damn
on her.
women.
Hi, Maureen. Maureen said, hi, Chris. Hi, Cora.
Hey, Maureen.
How you doing out there in Arizona?
She comes into heat. She's not going to be fighting him too hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's for dinner?
I don't know.
I had
I
soup
think
for
chicken
lunch.
corn soup. I think we're having chicken corn soup for supper. Mom had me freeze what was left out of the ribs. We made 3 racks of ribs the other night.
I wonder what I got in the freezer in there. As far as
Maureen
already prepared shit.
Maureen said she's hanging in there. Well, that's all we can do.
Maybe some shrimp.
Shrimp's good. Off the keyboard, thank you, little girl.
I've been wanting some shrimp Alfredo. Maybe I'll make that tomorrow.
Yummy. I like a nice shrimp scampi too. You just tuned in. Hi,
Maybe
James. Welcome
breakfast.
in. How you doing?
Maybe breakfast.
Can't go wrong with breakfast. So I was at the doctor's the other day, getting my back fusion checked from my surgeon,
Yeah.
and they showed this. It was called corner lock, and I'm like, what the hell is that shit? Because that sounds like something I would have did when I worked at the block plant. You know, you make corner block and stuff. Well,
Right.
here apparently now they're taking your sciatic nerve, or not your sciatic nerve. Oh, what the hell is that? Sacroiliac nerve. Going
Yeah.
there. And now they're fusing that.
Why are they all into fusing shit? So you lose your mobility? So you use your able to bend and twist and turn?
I don't know that one would really affect too much, but I'm not sure. I just saw it now. Like, I gotta look that up because I'll be honest with you. When I took in, the whole reason I even have a spinal stimulator in is because I was sitting in his office one day, getting ready to be seen, and I saw the pamphlet in the waiting room. So I grabbed the pamphlet, I took it back with me, and I said, "Hey, what's the deal with this?" He said, "Well," and he explained it to me. He said that through electric pulses, they can control your pain sensitivity.
Really?
And I asked him, I said, "Do you think it might be something to look into for me?" And he said, "Well," he said, "I could set you up for a trial and we'll see how it works." Now, if you're on our Discord, I posted a video of Boats when he had his trial pulled out, and it is not for the faint of heart. So, but what they do is they implant 2 leads onto your spine up inside your vertebrae, and then they give you the controller and they send you home for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and they have you change the settings every couple days to see if you get any kind of relief from it. And if you get at least 50% relief, they'll put it in. If it's less than 50% relief, they won't put it in for you.
Isn't some relief better than no relief?
It's not worth the amount of pain you're going to go through to put it in for the little bit of relief you're going to get. It really isn't. But I had gotten right around 60% relief through mine, and then for 2 years they couldn't get it set right. I mean, I went to specialists who tried to program different ways and tried this and tried that, and just couldn't get it. And when you go in, they test it by cranking it up, and they want to see where the leads go down to. You want to feel it down the outside of both legs and down in through your toes. And there for a while, I was only getting it on the right-hand side of my body. Well, here, when I had to go last year and they had to replace my spinal stimulator so I could have my shoulder surgery, the MRI on my shoulder, actually. Apparently, he placed it different than what they had it before because it's working like crazy now. It works great. I love it.
Oh, good.
Like, the sciatic part of my outside leg that I have,
Yeah.
if I turn it off, it feels like somebody's dragging razor blades down the outside of my leg.
Not good.
And now with the stimulator on, I feel a little bit of pressure, but it doesn't hurt. Unless I'm dumb enough to like grab a hold of it and pull on it or something, smack it, something like that, dumb shit.
Now, why would you do that?
Because I'm a dumbass.
Well, okay. The shoe fits there, Cinder fella.
I run into shit all the time. I'm clumsy. But then when they go to actually put the actual stimulator in, they'll actually make an incision in the middle of your back between your shoulder blades to insert the wiring onto your spinal cord. And then they run the wiring down through your vertebrae to your lower back and then across behind it'll be behind one of your kidneys. It depends on what your dominant hand is. If your dominant hand is your right hand, it'll be on your right side. If it's left hand, it'll be on your left side. And that's where they put the battery pack at. They make a little pocket there for it. And this battery pack here will last 10 years.
Almost as good as a pacemaker.
But what I'll tell you now is, if you decide that you want to have them take it out, the first thing they're going to tell you is, if we take it out permanently now, we're not going to be able to put it back in again, because the scar tissue will build up so much that they won't be able to cut through it all to get down to the nerve endings again.
Huh.
So once you have it, you want to keep it, unless it's not working at all, and then you can have it taken out. But yeah, I'm happy with mine. Now it is not the way it is now. Also, if you're allergic to benzoin, make sure you let them know that, because if you don't, you're going to end up with a big ass blister in the middle of your back during your trial. And it's going to suck when they go to yank that bitch off. But yeah, we were talking about knee replacements before we actually started. Was that big? Did we talk about that on the show, or did we talk about that before we got started?
No, we talked about it on the show.
Did we?
Yeah.
Well,
Wake
a lot
up,
of people
Chris.
came in since then. A lot of people came in since then. So, the advice that I'm going to give you is, if you have to have knee replacements done, do one at a time. Some doctors try to push for you to have both done at the same time. It's a lot harder to recuperate that way, in my opinion. First off, if you're gonna have knee replacement surgery, reach out to me and I'll go through some different things that you can do to make it easier on yourself. Like, rule number 1 is, when they go to get you out of bed the first time, don't slide to the edge of the bed and think that you're going to gently put your leg down, because that's not going to happen. You're going to drop your leg off the side of the fuck, dude?
Rule number 1, just don't do it. That would be my rule. Just don't do it. Just say no.
But, yeah, I learned that the hard way. I dropped my fucking leg off the side of the bed and I sat straight up. I almost came off the bed. That was very painful.
2 eggs or 1 egg?
You want 2 eggs. 2 eggs is better than 1.
Maybe.
I guess it depends on your financial situation at the moment, if you want 2 eggs anymore, right?
I can afford the eggs.
I joke about that, but I mean, sadly, I'm sure there are people out there who can't afford them, and $10 a dozen in some places out here right now.
Really?
It's nuts. Yeah, that's nuts. I'm not paying $10 a dozen.
You live out in the country.
I got enough people out here who that raise their own chickens and have eggs that I can buy them off of. How do you know if you were allergic to anything? Well,
Eat
I
it.
didn't know I was allergic to. I didn't know I was allergic to benzoin until they did that trial on me, and then I found out the hard way that I was. Yeah, I ended up with a huge blister, almost the entire size of my back. Yeah, that was a good time.
I like them drugs commercials. Do not take this drug if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. Well, what the fuck is in it? They don't
Right?
tell you that. You break out in a rash, have trouble breathing. You gotta turn blue.
Possible. You may die from this medication. Well, fuck you.
I like that Farxiga drug that used to be for diabetics, and it still is. But
And now they're trying to
now
push it for.
they're using it now for congestive heart failure too.
Are they? I
Yeah.
thought I saw them using that for some kind of uh,
Well, I took my
psoriasis
friend to
too.
the doctor. Oh yeah, we're going to do Farxiga, and it's working now very well for congestive heart failure patients. Yada yada yada. I looked at the doctor and I said, "Isn't that the drug they use for diabetes?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Isn't that the drug that one of the side effects is like genital infections? So you may cure your diabetes or your heart failure, but your dick is going to fall off and your hooch is going to rot, you know?" And he just looked at me. I looked at Sheila and I said, "You sure you want to take that drug?" But she's one of those that, "Oh yeah," he said, "I need to take it." Okay, whatever. Whatever.
Maureen said, "Out, stupid shit commercials." Yeah, yeah. Some of them commercials. I don't know why anybody would want to try some of them drugs after hearing those side effects, but may cause abdominal bleeding and you may shit yourself to death. But
Oh yeah.
we'll take care of that other problem.
Oh yeah. We got pills for that. That's okay. We'll fix that too.
Our pharmaceutical industry is so corrupt right now.
It's fucked. This one is.
Well, Kennedy's supposed to fix that.
We can only hope. We can only hope he gets right on it.
Best thing he can do is take away the jab maker's immunity. That needs to go by. If it's so safe and effective, why do you need full immunity?
Exactly. There's a lady I used to work with years ago. We've stayed in contact. Um, she's in a nursing home now because she can't walk. But, you
Uh-oh.
know, my liberal friend who's like, "Oh my God, I got to get the vent. I got to get, you know."
Yeah.
And all the other ones that go with it, it's like, well, okay. Now that shit's come out, you haven't seen anything about paralysis. You're going to go out and get the other one now?
Maureen asked what you're cooking.
Breakfast for dinner. Fried potatoes, eggs, toast. I got leftover bacon. Throw some cheese on the taters. Mix it all up, make a mess. It's going to the same
No
place
onions?
anyway.
No onions in your
Well,
taters?
I thought about it, but nah, I think
You
I'll
gotta cut an
pass
onion.
today. I got some in the freezer.
Onions.
Onions don't last long here, so any that I get, I usually, if I buy a bag because I need an onion, then I'll chop up the rest and put in the freezer. So I still have them
I
instead of
do
them
that.
going bad.
I do that. I chop them. I do some chopped and then I do some sliced rings. Because depending on what you're using them for, you know, sometimes you want them chopped up nice, and then sometimes you just want them you know, a nice ring. If I'm making like an onion soup, I want the rings, not the chops.
Right. Oh, let me see. Who is this? I'm getting a lot of spam calls today.
Huh. That's no fun.
It's about the third one. Usually they get screened. But it is. Maybe Fred transferred them all to me. He bitches about them enough.
He said, "Here, call this person, bug
Yeah,
them."
call her. Call that heifer, he'd say.
Oh my. So my friend that called, I had to call after the show last night because they wanted to talk about cats. She's like, I called her back on Messenger and I turned the camera on. I'm like, well, do they want this one? Do they want this one? Or what are they looking at? And she's like, I can't see your camera. She said, here, I'll call you right back on video call. So she calls me right back. And she answers, she says, holy shit. I said, what? She said, when did you turn in the freaking Dumbledore or I'm like,
oh, from
you.
Harry Potter.
I'm like pointing at this. I'm like, see this?
Nah, you need to clean up your act.
Behind me.
You need to clean up your act.
It's getting to where it stays together pretty good at the bottom. But I gotta go get a friend of mom's ordered me some beard balm. She had found it for a cheap price, and so she ordered me a bunch more cans than I even wanted. I wanted one to try. And she's like, well, for $1 more, I got you like this many, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So I just got to go pick them up now, and we'll see if I can't tame this and get it calmed down. The damn barber shops around here want too much money to do anything.
You don't have a Best Cuts or whatever over there? Them places you walk in, $14 for a haircut.
No. Our cheapest haircuts around here are like $20, and that's not touching anything with your beard. Thomas says, glad I get eggs from my son. Yeah. That's a big help, Thomas, that's for sure. I can't imagine what they cost out where you are.
I'll be getting some ducks. Maybe a couple of chickens when I go to Florida. I like duck eggs better than chicken eggs.
They're richer.
Yeah. Better for you. More
Thomas says
vitamin
I've
and
got a
mineral
razor.
content. Yeah, there you go.
I got one too. Hi, Leo. Come on, Leo.
Oh, I got clippers, a groomsman, a razor, scissors.
I could try my
hook you up.
trimmer and see if it'll trim it. No, I just don't want to take a whole lot off. Dad looks at me and says, how the hell can you have that much hair on your face? Easily.
Just let it grow.
Yeah.
You'll be looking like ZZ Top pretty soon.
I won't let it get that far. That's too much for me.
Shit, you're almost there.
If I can step on it, we got problems.
Well, I don't think they can step on yours. Or they can step on theirs. What about the guy from
Billy Gibbs? I think he could step on his at one point at least.
what about the mountain man from the Oak Ridge Boys?
I don't think his beard's ever been that long.
I don't know. It's gotten pretty long.
I have a story about him.
I like him. Do not ruin that for me.
Oh no, you'll love this. So, the Oak Ridge Boys were playing the American Music Theater down below Lancaster.
Yeah.
They were doing a week's worth of shows down there, so they were staying at our hotel, which I don't know. Whoever booked them at our hotel needs to be fired because our hotel was a shithole. So they're in the same rooms all week. Hi, Ruth. So the lady who was cleaning their rooms, she came out and she says, I think I'm high just from the fucking fumes and from the leftover residue in that room.
That'd
They
be
were
all
smoking
right.
that much. But he had this Mountain Man had this leather jacket on that had this really amazing, the mountains and stuff stitched into the back of it.
Yeah.
It was just really cool. It was just below waist length. It wasn't like a full trench, but it was lower than most jackets. And yeah, part of her tip for taking and cleaning their rooms was they left her an autographed photograph.
Really?
Yep. And then we had to close their rooms for the next week and a half, bring in Stanley and have them completely steam clean everything to get them the excess weed smell out of everything, just so he could rent out the rooms again.
Just rent it to some potheads. It'll be all right. They won't mind.
Now, the worst was the fucking college students that we used to get in there, because we used to have a contract with F&M College where when the other colleges would come in to play sports against them, they would stay with us. Those fucking kids were nasty. Back before F&M replaced their lacrosse field with AstroTurf, and they were playing in the mud one year, and these assholes came back and cleaned their fucking cleats out in the middle of the room on the floor.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh, they got drunk and were jumping off the second-story balcony into the fucking bushes. One of them went over to Hills. There was a Hills next door in the shopping center. They went over there and grabbed a shopping cart and threw it in the fucking pool.
I remember Hills.
I loved Hills.
They were after Gold Circle.
They had the best freaking food court.
Woolworths used to have a good food court.
Well,
Showing my
we
age
used
there.
to call. Well, I remember Woolworths. We used to have one on King Street in Lancaster, downtown. And I know exactly what you're talking about. The old lunch bar is what they called it.
Yep, the lunch counter. Yep.
Yep.
Cheap and good food.
It was only like $1.50 to get a meal in there back in the day.
Yep. And they cooked it. Everything fresh was right there.
Yep, you got to watch them make it. Because everything that they made was right behind the counter. We used to have a really cool buffet down below Lancaster called the Carousel. And it was called the Carousel because it was on a spinning platform.
Oh.
So you had to be kind of quick to get your food.
Shit, I've been walking around that.
Well, that's the problem. There's a wall. You couldn't get around back. Bruce said, try cleaning an apartment after a tenant was there for 30 years. Cigar smoked, walls appeared not cleaned for probably all 30 years. Really bad. Oof. Yeah, you went through a lot of water on them walls.
Yeah, no shit. Is that a dog or a deer? dear.
It's kind of like when I clean the ceilings in the house. Mom and Dad, oh my God, they smoke a lot. I knock
It
something
don't take
down.
it don't take much when you smoke in a house.
Yeah, they took in. When we bought the house, the walls were white, and they're kind of tan now.
Yep.
And I'm like, I think I need to wash the walls again.
Shit, let Caitlin wash them walls. She's young enough.
Yeah, she's definitely young enough.
All right, I gotta mute you. I don't think you want to listen to her.
Okie dokie. Constant cigar smoke is worse, yeah. I'll have a cigar every now and then, but nothing too bad. There's a helicopter going over top, I believe. Let me see what kind it is. Oh, man. No, that's a Cessna. That's a Cirrus. Those are little ones. Huh.
I'm not crazy about cigar smoke, but I do like the smell of good pipe tobacco.
Oh, yeah. Especially like the old cherry style. The old cherry
Yeah.
stuff that they used to smoke. Yep. My great grandfather used to smoke that back in the day, and I remember sitting there with him, and if I smell that, that's the first thing that comes to mind, you know. Takes me back to that.
Grandpa.
And, yep. Oh, my Pap Nisley was somebody that you would have loved. He was a fucking card. He grew some of the biggest freaking tomatoes I've ever seen. You know what his secret was?
Tums.
Nope.
Rolling.
He went to he followed the circus came to town every year. And every year he would go over he had to deal with the circus when they came in town. They'd pile all their elephant shit into a bucket for him.
Yeah, there you
He'd
go.
go buy it off of them. And he used elephant shit for his fertilizer. I used to carry on with him. I said, you know that the only reason you're getting those big ass tomatoes is because TMI, when that happened in '79, it infected your yard so bad that they're just mutant tomatoes. He used to get so mad at me. We used to go fishing, and while we're fishing for catfish and trying to get the bigger fish out, he's out there fishing for eels.
Why eels?
That man loved to eat eel.
I'm not crazy about eel. I do like a good panfish, though. I love bluegill and crappie. I'll take them any day over a bass. As far as eating,
though.
I don't care for catfish.
Really?
Yep.
You can make them into little balls and broil them.
Nope. I'm just not a catfish person.
She says, I'll give you at the time not bad, just not after it's been stinking up the walls for a long time. Yeah. You got to clean the walls every so often. That's just,
I don't care what
unless you
anybody
get
says.
wood paneling.
Washing walls down is fucking hard work.
Try working in a hotel and having to do it every 6 months.
Yeah, well.
I didn't mind working at the hotel. I enjoyed meeting new people and stuff like that. The only reason I left working at the hotel was because the new people who bought the hotel, the daughter comes in. She doesn't even speak good English. It was bought by Chinese and Indian people, like over in India, kind of Indians.
Yeah.
And the Chinese person's daughter calls me in the office one day. You don't clean enough rooms. I don't clean rooms. I'm houseman. I go through. I get all the linens out of the rooms before they go in and clean them. You know, I take trays back up front from room service, wash windows, help out down in laundry when they get behind, stuff like that. You don't clean enough rooms. Son of a bitch. So after doing this for 30 minutes, I said, you know what? I fucking quit. I can't handle you. And I walked out.
Should have told her she could clean the rooms.
If you can't be competent enough to know what the hell you're talking about, I don't need to work for you. Ruth says, my ex used to smoke too. I used to clean the walls every week to keep it off the wall. You could barely tell he smoked there. Yeah. A lot of apartments won't even let you smoke in them anymore.
Right? Alrighty, my dinner's done. I'm going to eat it while it's hot.
Alrighty, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh, no problem. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Alrighty, have a good night. Alrighty, y'all. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up too. I got some stuff to do. I'll get a movie on in a little bit. Actually, it'll be after Tyler and Atlas. Tyler and Atlas have a special guest tonight. So you want to go check them out if you get a chance. I don't think they have anything set up yet. Let me go check. Subscription. No, they don't have anything yet. So I'll post it on the Discord when we're done. So yeah. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you later. Peace. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for being here.